Hello, my friends. Today we're learning Bobebastra Daf Lamed Ches. We're starting Daf Lamed Zayin on base 2 lines up. Amri Naradoy, the Talmidei Chachomim from Naradoy say, a high-minded Zogin Dikla Lechabrei, if Reuven sold Shimon a palm tree. So says Naradoy, Konile, he's koina mishipule ateoime. He's koina underneath the palm tree, the land, all the way down in the earth, deep down. And the nafkamina is, if the palm tree dies, he can plant a new palm tree over there. Nafkamina is that the landowner who owns around that can't dig underneath the palm tree. Tzedek Mor Lamed Ches Amud Aleph, Matkif lo Rova asked a kasha on this, Velei melei kurmer derishka zavini loch. You should tell him, what do you mean? I didn't sell you the land. I sold you only the tree, like a kurma derishka. It's a type of thing that people would sell, that you grow it once and then you cut it off once it dies and that's it, and you don't have anything. Akor kurma derishka v'zil. Once your palm tree dies, that's it. You don't have here forever and ever right to grow a palm tree. So now we know this, I think, a Mishnah that says that if someone sells 3 trees, he's koine karka around it, but 2 trees you're not koine. So what, are they arguing it? No. That's all around the tree. Here it's all about underneath the tree. So that's not a steer to that. But Rav is asking Narador, no, what do you mean? He never sold him. He sold him a right to have a tree. Once the tree's dead, that's it, gone. Hello, Omar Rava, says Rava, you know when you could say this taina that you are koina until underneath the earth all the way down till the te'oim. Reuven sold Shimon a palm tree, and after 3 years, Shimon says, I bought this palm tree with the rights of the land underneath it all the way till the te'oim. And Reuven says, what are you talking about? I only sold you a palm tree, and when it dies, it's not yours anymore. You have to leave. So if he's been in there 3 years and he says, I had a star, and I bought also underneath, but I lost my star, so he has a chazaka. So says the Gemara, Omar leimar kashisha, Breder of Chizder Ravashi, V'ili kurkuma derishka zovin leimai havelele mevad. Lefi Rava, the normal sale doesn't include the land underneath. So every guy who buys a palm tree, after 3 years, he's going to say, I lost my star, and I actually bought also underneath. What should the landowner, how could he avoid that to happen? Because he's going to have a chazaka. So said the Gemara, he answered, you shouldn't do a mechor when you sell a palm tree and you don't sell the land underneath. You have to do a mechor in the first 3 years to say that I never sold the land underneath. If you're not going to say this, I'll bring your eye that this is a good svara. We said this earlier on already twice, if I'm not mistaken. Ani mashkanti de surah, people who take a loan, and the way they pay off the loan, they give a land, and every year you deduct from the loan money, and the person could have the land for, let's say, 10 years. So the Chosabo, it says in it, Ochi, the following, the Mishlam Shanya, Alin, after this so-and-so years, Teipuk Ara, Dobeloi Kesef, this land will come back to the loiva without money, because that's the payment for the choiv. Yikobishli, the star. So now the Malba has a star that's a mashkanta. If he hides it, the star mashkanta, the Oman, he's going to tiny lekuchi biot. I've been in here 10 years, I bought it. Ochinami de me'emon, will he be believed? Mitakin rabbonon milse dosele de pseudo rabbonon mitakin this mashkanta de surah, it's going to come to Atakola that he's going to steal land. Ella, what's the solution? When you do a mashkanta de surah, you need to be moicha once in 3 years and say, hey, I didn't sell it to you, it's only a mashkin by you. Or chinami, also by us. When a person sells a tree and he didn't sell the land underneath, he boiled him chuye. If he doesn't want the person to have a chazaka, he has to do a mecha. Says a Mishnah, Daf Lamed Ches Amud Aleph, says a Mishnah, Sholosh arotzois lechazaka. There's 3 different countries to chazaka, and the Mishnah is going to explain. Yehuda, as we know, it's from Yerushalayim towards Hebron. Veiva Yarden, the other side of the Yarden, Golil, and the north of Golil, where Rashbi is buried. Miron, that area of the Golil, that's a Galil Elyon, if I'm not mistaken. So what do they mean? Oya Yehuda, the landowner was in Yehuda, Vehichzik Bagolil, and he had the land in the Golil, and so on did Chazaka over there 3 years. Bagolil, he was living in Kadita in the Golil, Vehichzik Yehuda, and he had the land in Hebron, and so on did the Chazaka over there. Ain't a Chazaka, it's not considered a Chazaka. And the Bach takes away the word Achas. So Tanakama holds that you need to be in the same place, because we're going to see in the Gemara it's talking about where it's man milchama, people don't go from place to place. So if I'm in Kadita and someone's holding my land in Hebron, I can't do a mecha, I can't hear about it. So therefore it's not considered a chazaka. Omar Rav Yehuda doesn't agree. The reason why they were attacking 3 years chazaka elo kedei sheyeh b'Aspamia, that if he's far away, a year away to travel in a place called Aspamia, Ve'achzik Shona, and someone did a chazaka a year away in his field a year away, and did a chazaka a year, Yelchu ve'yodiu Shona. So the person in Aspamia who owned the land will hear about it after a year, because it takes a year to get there. Ve'yovel Shona Acharos, in the 3rd year he'll come and do a mecha. Meaning Rabbi Yehuda argues, that Rabbi Yehuda says that that's the whole idea of chazaka, 3 years, even though he's very far away, he should hear about it, and he should have enough time to make a mecha. Says the Gemara, Micah Sova Tanakama. The Tanakama who argues on Rav Yehuda and said that the 3 arotzois for chazaka. What does he hold? Ika Sova mecha shloi b'fon of ave mecha. That the one who's a morikama could do a mecha and could tell 2 people, listen, the person who's in my field, he's a ganev, he walked into my field without permission, and he doesn't have to tell the person himself. Even if the land is in Yehuda and the Morikama is living in the Golil, he hears about it in the Golil, he should tell 2 people, listen, the guy is living in my land in Hebron without permission, he's a ganev, and it should be good enough. You need to say it in front of the ganev, even if he's in the same part of the country in Yehuda, but if he's in a different city, why is it a good chazaka? He has to go and tell him, I'm living in a different city, I don't have to go chase after this person who moved into my field. When I go back to my city, I'll kick him out. Afilu biyuda v'yuda nami loy. So the Gemara, Amar of Abba Bar Memel, Amar Rav, lo'ilum kosova, Tanakama holds mecha shalei b'fon of Abba mecha. It's good enough to do mecha not in front of the one who's machzik. U'mishnoseinu ba'al mishna b'shas cherim shonu. It's talking about where there is war, and it's hard to go from Yehuda to Golil or to Eva Yardin, and therefore you can't hear about it. And there's no shayoris. And if you do a mecha and wants it in Golil, the people in Yehuda won't hear about it, because people don't travel from place to place in time of Milchama. Says the Gemara, Maishna Yehuda the Golil Denoket. If this is a whole chiddush of the Mishnah should say that every place that there's a war in between and people don't travel from place to place, you can't do a chazaka. Why does it say Yehuda the Golil and Ever Yader? Says the Gemara, Hokamash Malam, this is the chiddush. That's why we use this as an example. Am Chesed Mubeis, the Stam Yehuda the Golil Kishas Cherim Dom. That in Yehuda and Golil, Stam is like a Shas Milchama. Even b'shas shalom, it's like shas milchama, because people don't travel from place to place, and therefore you can't do a chazaka in Yehuda when the owner is in the Golil, because even if you will do a mecha, you're not going to hear about it. Omar Rav Yehuda, Omar Rav Yehuda said in the name of Rav, Ein machzikim b'nichsei b'reach. If someone had to run away, and now someone moves into his land and he says, after 3 years, this is my land, it's not chazaka. When Rav Yehuda says, when I said this din of Rav in front of Shmuel, Amar Li, he told me, Mecha doesn't have to be in front of the one who's machzik. You can tell any 2 people. So even if you ran away to a faraway place, if you hear that someone moved into his land, they should do a mecha. So, okay, you can't come back to do mecha in front of him, but you don't need mecha before him. So what's the problem? Why can't you have a chazaka? Because it's toile ha beha. If it's a chazaka, I mean the person had to do a mecha. If the person can't make a mecha, it's not a chazaka, but here he could do a mecha. While he's running away, you should do a mecha over there. Said the Gemara, Rav Maikum Ashmalon, what was Rav thinking? The Girsa of the Pnei Shloima is Maiko Sova. What did he think? What is he argues, he holds Mecha Mitzibi Befonov. Mecha Shelo Befonov Lo Yave Mecha. Does he hold that Mecha is not good only if you do it in front of the Machzik, and therefore the runaway can't come back to do a Mecha, and that's why it's not called a good Chazaka? Rav said on Omodalef, we said in the name of Rav that he was explaining Tanekama, and we understand that that's what he holds. It's good enough even not to do it in front of him. So how does it fit in? So the Gemara Rav Tamadidon Komefarish. When Rav on Omodalef said the din in Tanekama and Mecha Shel Bifonov Ava Mecha, it's just explaining Tanekama. He doesn't hold like that. He holds like Rav Yehuda. They need Mecha Bifonov, and therefore, a Berech can't do Mecha Lefonov because he can't come back. Some people say the opposite. Omar Rav Yehuda said in the name of Rav, Machzikim b'nichzi Berech. You are allowed to be machzik in the nichsim of someone who ran away, and it is called a chazaka. Rav Yehuda says, when I said this thing in front of Shmuel, Omar Le Pshita, he told me obvious. We know you don't need Mecha Befonov, so a berech could do a mecha, and therefore if you didn't do a mecha, it's a chazaka. Said the Gemara, Rav Maikum Ashmalon, what did Rav think? What is chiddush? Mecha shelo bifonov ava mecha. That's his chiddush. Rav is trying to tell you that you don't need mecha bifonov, and that's why he's saying machzikim b'nichzi berech. Rav chadem tzimlo nomodalef. He said that mecha bifonov shelo bifonov ava mecha. So the Gemara Elokum Ashmalon. This is the chiddush of Rav. Dafilu micha b'fnei base. Even if he did a mecha in front of two people, that they can't tell the machzik because let's say they don't have legs and they can't travel, or they're traveling to the opposite direction from the machzik. It's still a mecha, because we're going to see soon, like we said, Chavra de Chavra Isle, the Chavra de Chavra, he has a friend. I mean, even if you tell it to people who can't travel to the machzik, they have friends. They're going to tell their friends until the machzik is going to hear about it. The Rashbam's Goyres, Omar Rav Anon. Rav Anon says, "Ledidim mefrashli minei de Marshmuel." Marshmuel explained me this. Micha b'fnei shnei bnei adam she'enim lecholim lo imaloi. If you did a mecha in front of two people that can't tell the machzik, let's say they don't have legs or something like that, ave mecha. Sorry, in front of people she'echolim lo imaloi, ave mecha. It is a mecha. But if micha b'fnei shnei bnei adam she'enim lecholim imaloi, like people without legs, or traveling to the other direction, that's no mecha. You need to do a mecha in front of people who could tell the machzik. And therefore, the chiddush, he argues on what Rav said, and that's why Shmuel asked on Rav, Maikum Ashmalon, Pshita, obviously, because it can't be the chiddush that even mecha in front of people that are not good, that can't tell the machzik is a mecha, because he doesn't hold like that, and that's why I asked on Rav Pshita, but Rav argues on him. Rav, what does Rav hold? Why is it considered a mecha? He can't go tell the machzik. Says Rav, Chavra Chavra Isle, your friend has a friend. The Chavra de Chavra, and your friend of your friend, Chavra Isle, he also has a friend. So basically the news is going to travel and the machzik's going to hear, even though that these people themselves, or your moich in front of them, could never tell the machzik. Omar Rav, says Rav, Ilchas of Halacha is, Ein machzikim b'nichzi berech. He can't be machzik b'nichzi berech. That means because you need to do mecha befonov, and this berech can't do a mecha. The berech can't do a mecha because he can't come back. Umecha shelo befonov ava mecha, and in the same sentence, Rav says halacha is you don't need to do a mecha in front of him. You can do a mecha somewhere else. On that, the Gemara asks the obvious question: clarity contradicts each other. If ein machzikim b'nichzi berech, that means because mecha shelo befonov lo have a mecha, and then in the same sentence you tell me that mecha shelo befonov am a mecha. So the Gemara lo kasha, it's not kasha. Kan berech machmas momoin, kan berech machmas mardin. Depends what the person is running away from. If he's running away because he owes someone money and he's running away because money issues, so then he could be machzik b'nechosov. Why? Because mecha shelo befonov am a mecha, and the berech in the faraway country could do a mecha over there. And it's going to and Chavra de Chavra Isle, and the machzik's going to hear they did a mecha, and if he didn't do a mecha, the person has a chazaka, and the person's not scared to do a mecha in the faraway country because no one's going to chase him until the faraway country to get the money back off him. But if he's running away because of mardim, that he killed someone and he ran away to a faraway country and now he heard someone's machzik in his nechosim, he's not going to do a mechor because he's scared if he does a mechor, it's going to come back this coil and they're going to say, this Boreach who's in Hawaii, he did a mechor in front of two people about this land. And then the person who he killed, not his person, his family, are going to hear, the Ritzach is in Hawaii. We're on our way to Hawaii to go pay back to what he killed. And therefore, he'll be scared to do a mechor, and therefore he can't do any mechor, and therefore, a chazaka in such a person's field who ran away because he killed someone is not considered a chazaka. We should all be zoicha that Yudah and Golil and Evar Yarden should all be shayoros mitzuyas, so we could travel from place to place and easy to get there, and we shouldn't have any problems with any enemies. And we should remember our Gemara and be choifer in it. Thank you very much.